Welcome back to Mcoc AlBundyRules. I got a lot of requests about the new boss rush that came out for September 2021. I'm still working on my monthly event quest walkthroughs, but I got so curious. I've been hearing a lot about it, a lot of complaints, especially about the block proficiency. And I kept hearing about this high block proficiency, and something popped in my head that seemed so obvious to me, but I hadn't heard it come up. So I decided to test it out and see if I can help people. But let's look at the nodes. Redlining: attacker has more than 33% of their max power, gain a power gain. If the attacker has more than 75%, they are immediately power drained to 0. Attacker special 2 deals 50% more damage, but their others deal 50% less. When the power is drained, going to take the hit, the physical damage. Defender special attacking feels heal block for 10 seconds. When close to the defender, attacker regenerates 1%. When away, they lose 3% degeneration. Unblockable specials, both champions. 100% block penetration at 300% increased attack when hitting a block. That's what a lot of people are complaining about. And true focus, defender attacks, ignore, miss, and evade. So a lot going on. One, as soon as you get a little bit above 2 bars of power, you have to use your special or you're going to die. The next thing is you're going to get beat up quite a bit on those block penetration. So we're seeing, speaking of beat up, I'm starting off just taking a beating on Apocalypse. Why in the world would I do that? Why didn't I fight back? Because I wanted Apocalypse to go down. I brought one of my favorite trinities, my Mcoc, Cable, and Gambit Trinity. The Mcoc and Cable gives him 4 after his first 4 charges, so I can activate the Horseman. So after just going to KO, just use whatever little revive you got, and now I can use the pre-fight for Gambit. I go back, I get those spades going up. I need to get those as close to 10 as humanly possible. 10 of those little black spades up there are going to give me perfect block. So hey, how can I take block damage if I have 100% perfect block, right? So there's my 10. Now I can just keep playing however I want. The big thing though is if I stay away too far too long is I am going to lose degeneration 3%. So some big things here I have to keep in mind. I have 100% perfect block right now as long as I don't use a heavy. If I use a heavy, that's going to convert up to prowess. Sure, I'll get a major special attack going on, but I'll have to restart over. To me, it's not worth the risk in this fight because a couple blocked hits, you're going down quick based on how these node combinations are. So if you want to play and actually be able to block a little bit, well, guess what? It's all you have to do is activate this synergy. And the rest from there can be pretty simple. I'm going to take my time. To me, it's going to be kind of, you could speed it up, but in this fight, I'm not looking for 100% perfection. I'm just trying to look for with a quick little look. I wanted to test out my theory to see if my first initial thought would work, and so far it seems to be working. So I'll work on a little bit more, but wanted to put this out to give everybody an option, an idea on how to do this. Based on the high block proficiency damage, I want to make sure I'm keep hitting into the block. I want to keep letting her hit into me too as well, because one, that gives me a little bit of power, well, hitting into me when I have the block up, of course, perfect block, and that also allows me to stay close. I want to stay as close as often as possible to keep the regeneration going on, and especially to keep the degeneration. However, the big parts you got to look out for is once you start getting close to these high level specials and have to get the bait out. So I might have to back off a little bit, want to try to stay close, because again, if you stay too far away too long, the degeneration is going to eat you alive. But the fact we're taking 0 block damage, I can stay close, just let her punch into my block, and all of that allows me to stay aggressive and keep from losing too much health at all. It makes it a much easier fight. You don't gotta really do anything crazy. And a lot of people who were asking me to do a video on this said, please don't use Corvus. I haven't watched any videos on this fight yet. I'm assuming, I guess, Corvus has been the main go-to, but to me, Gambit makes even more sense. I can understand how Corvus might be good hidden into the block and all that good stuff, but Gambit doesn't take any damage when used with the Mcoc synergy. So it makes perfect sense. Stay close, keep fighting. I do have to use the specials. I have suicides on, which means recoil. My damage will be way higher. My health will be way higher right now if I took off the suicides. However, I didn't want to take off suicides and use all the units to take them off and put them back on for a single video. So figured just to show what can be done, that I'll just go in and take the recoil damage along the way. If you did have the suicides off, then it would be a much higher health right now, but you do have to use those specials right above the S2. If I don't use the special, as soon as I hit S2 or a tiny smidge above, I will take that direct damage based on the node combination. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be using S2s at this point. I would just be using S3s to avoid the recoil damage, but based on the nodes, I have to. And it got down to the wire. This wasn't an exact blowout because still kind of working away the degeneration issues. However, it was enough to get the nice clean solo. So figured I'd play with this, see if it works, since a lot of people were asking me for help. I'll play with them more later, but figured we'll go from here from now. And yeah, Gambit works. Got the solo there. And then the good thing is, after you sacrifice APOC at the beginning, you keep that horseman for the rest of the entire quest. So it's only a one-time sacrifice, gets you for the rest, and I'm sure that should work on more. Don't forget to click that top left icon, subscribe to Mcoc, AlBundyRules, turn those notifications on, check out my champ tutorials, my walkthroughs, my tips and tricks, all my good stuff. Got something for everyone.